C.A.S.S is essentially a homeless shelter and supportive service program for individuals and families that are experiencing homelessness. So our downtown location specializes in single adults, and then our Vista Colina program, we specialize in families. The overall sense for Vista Colina is, again, to help to empower families to actually end their homelessness. So here in our shelter, our main focus is to actually stabilize the families, make them feel safe and secure so that they can focus on their case plan so they can end their homelessness.
Gives people a chance to rebuild their lives. We provide housing to families who are willing to work with a case manager, to set goals for skills training, job finding, and moving on to a future home. Provides free child care in a developmental setting for the little ones, and we work with families to maintain that their children are in school and so on, so they can move on in their lives.
I'm actually the shelter manager, so I'm the supervisor for a shelter and I'm the supervisor for case management. What I specifically do is basically everything. It varies from day to day as to what role I play. It also depends on the individual family. Some families, they really do very well on their own. They need minimal support, and we're just mainly here to provide them with a lot of the basics and just letting them know, encouraging them that they can do things on their own. Some families need additional support. As far as my role, I really encourage staff and myself to really present a very professional attitude. A lot of our families haven't had the best experiences in the past with either other people in their lives or other social services, so I really strive for us to give them a professional demeanor. Even if they're yelling and they're upset and they're mad, we acknowledge that and let them know that it's okay that they're angry, but there's different ways to handle it.
I'm a family care coordinator. What I do is almost a blend between the college RA, who just helps out and problem solves and busts people if need be, and a motel desk clerk. I do a lot of intakes and welcoming people to the place. I plan some activities, make sure everybody is safe, and maintain good, friendly, welcoming environment here.
My title is Children's Program Manager. In that capacity, I supervise both our Child Development Program, which is a nationally accredited program for children birth through age 5, and our after-school program, which provides enrichment and tutoring and snacks and so forth for school-age children.
At Vista Colina, they have to have a child that is under the age of 18. They have to have legal guardianship, so it can be grandparents that have custody of their grandchildren. They have to be substance-free when they enter, and they have to remain substance-free while they are here in the program. And they do have to be experiencing homelessness.
People call and we refer them to case management. Case management does the screening process and puts them on a wait list, because ultimately they need to follow a case plan, goal setting for the future.
Age-wise, we have had babies right out of the hospital. I think our youngest one was 5 days old. And then we have a class for 1s and a classroom for 2 and 3-year-olds, and then one for 4 and 5-year-olds who have not yet been in kindergarten. There are no restrictions as to disabilities, unless for some reason there is a doctor's statement saying that a child cannot be in a child care environment. We currently have a child who has some shunts in his head because of some complications because of an illness that he had prior to coming into Vista Colina.
Essentially, the first step is for them to let us know that they have an interest. We have them actually attend a volunteer orientation downtown with Brenda Cash, who's our actual C.A.S.S volunteer coordinator. Once they've gone through that, they would just connect with us to find out where their interest lies, where we actually need volunteer services, so that we can find out, how we can best utilize the skills that they have. At Vista Colina, we do require that they have a fingerprint clearance card, and volunteers have to be over the age of 16.
We depend heavily on volunteers. Right now we have a husband-wife team who come twice a week. The wife does everything from preparing meals for us, to doing laundry, to working one-on-one with children who need individual attention. Her husband, on the other hand, prefers to stay away from the classroom, and he is more task-oriented. He makes sure that we have our diaper supply, and he will go out to the shed for us where we store our diapers and bring the supply in so that they are available to the teachers. He will water our plants for us. He will clean. He will do maintenance work. But both of those skill sets, both the wife's and the husband's, are valuable to us, and we depend very heavily on volunteers.
We're constantly evolving. We're constantly looking and reevaluating what our program does, either how we can enhance it. Right now we're in the process of meeting with the residents to find out what has been beneficial, what they would want us to re-examine, so that we have a better idea of what the community needs.
We would love to have a volunteer who could come in, not a single volunteer. We would like to have a volunteer every day, because they add so much to our program.